So I got this basically 4 pieces of bread toaster. Not because I've ever wanted to toast 4 pieces of bread, but because ordinary toasters don't seem to be big enough to take the bread that comes out of this Panasonic bread making machine. So I thought if I use just a little more than half of the slot it would work, but it doesn't really work. It tends to burn the toast, and I realise that I'm basically using twice as much electricity to toast 2 pieces of bread as is necessary. So I bid in the auction for this Dualit 2-slot toaster and won the auction at £8.50, £5 delivery charge, so that's £13.50. It says spares and repairs, untested, crumbs inside, lever not staying down. It's sold by TLX Electrical Limited, so I guess this is a retailer to which this toaster has been returned because it doesn't work, and they just want to get rid of it and perhaps make a little money on the side. A nice thing about this toaster is that while it's toasting, you can lift this lever up and examine the state of the toast without upsetting the timing cycle, which is a very useful feature. The price of this, if you were stupid enough to go to this Dualit website directly on Amazon, is 84 quid. But there's another listing from the same place where they've reduced it by 40%. So 45 quid, but still rather more than £13.50. If it works, if I can get it to work. So we'll see what kind of a toaster we've got. I'd say that this is basically brand new, but it doesn't work. I.e. something's been returned to a retailer and they've just sold it off on eBay. So I thought, whatever is wrong with this, I must be able to fix it. So that's what we're going to do. So, let's say that it wouldn't stay down, and indeed it doesn't. I wonder if I hold it down, is it going to get hot? No. So it doesn't turn on at all. Well, I presume, let's unplug it for a start. I presume it's these thought I'd bought a whole load of Phillips screwdrivers, so why do I only have posi drive ones now? Alright, so there's a connector here. So, those are the controls. This is the electronics, I suppose. That is the main gizmo. Definitely, must be the contacts for turning the heater on. And what holds this down? Let's see. This thing here. Whatever that is supposed to hold that down, because it goes like that. Let's see if we can show that properly. This thing engages on that, or should engage on that. Which is operated by this solenoid. But as there's no electricity getting into the whole thing, I guess, we must check that out. So it appears that the mains comes in here, goes through something in here, which I presume is a thermal fuse of some kind, and then goes to this terminal here. So I'd better have a look at this first. Get that. Get that off. What do we have here? Yes, some kind of thermal fuse. Which is open circuit. So that is obviously the problem. So it says on it microtemp 250 volts 15 amps. The operative part seems to be G5A51 TF 184 degrees C, which means that it is designed to open at 184 degrees C. I found these thermal fuses on Farnell, and it says that the one which is designed to open at 184 degrees C is designed to withstand a temperature of 169 degrees C, more or less indefinitely. I was quite surprised at the low figure there, but that's what was there before. I couldn't get exactly this one, but I could get one that's exactly the same as this, except it's rated at 16 amps rather than 15 amps, so I'm quite happy with that. And it costs about £2.10. Of course, this is one of those things that can't be soldered, because that would actually trigger the rupture. So it has to be crimped. But I'm thinking, if I put this on temporarily, like that, and make sure it's not touching anything particularly much. We could try it out. Just put this insulating handle back on. Halfway. Right. If I hold it down, the heater elements are heating up, but however it is still not staying down. Oh, that's because the electronics isn't plugged in. Is that getting hot? No. Let me just unplug it to start off with. Plug this back in. See that roughly? Right, try this again. Oh no, it still does not. Actually, I'm not sure that was plugged in correctly. Let me try this again. Yeah, it holds itself down and the element comes on. And presumably it's going to go ping eventually. And I'm allowed to do this. I can lift it up and see what the toaster looks like and let it down again, which is exactly what I wanted to do. So many toasters won't do that. And then there's a cancel button somewhere on here. Not sure which one it is. I can't read it upside down. But there must be a button for turning this off. Actually, neither of those. Ah, that's the cancel button. Okay. Right, that's probably. Well, I'll have to read the manual. So, it's all working except for that temperature sensor. Right, well, I've got this thing in from Farnell. As I don't have any crimps, I'm going to solder it. But using a heatsink, I'm going to use Mole Grips as a heatsink. Let's hope I've got enough energy in here. Okay. Where's my flux? Put a bit of flux on this. I might have to get a bigger soldering iron. Right, that's alright. Right. I can't see what I'm doing here. Right, well, no, This bread is rather crumbly. I put it on 4. I have no idea what it should be on. Well, it worked, but 4 was not enough. So we'll put it down again. And remember to turn it up to 6 next time. The point is I can inspect it like that without upsetting the timer.